The question is, who will join them? Will it be Serbia or will it be Russia? I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Josh Davis. Josh, what have we got tonight?
Well, we've got a rematch of a great group phase game, which Russia was able to win 75-72, but you already know that Coach Djordjevic, kind of the master of making adjustments, not just at halftime, but in a rematch kind of opportunity. And Serbia, so close to the final, you expect them to really bring a positive effort. But Russia, they've been consistent throughout. They got a tough win the other night against Greece. They can taste the final as well, and we expect a tremendous game here tonight.
Hello and welcome to Istanbul, Turkey, the city where East meets West. And this is FIBA EuroBasket 2017, the semifinal between Serbia and Russia. Well, both of these teams have had once. That was on day 2 in Group D. Russia winning that one 74-72. Serbia introduced here to the crowd in the knockout round. They won against Hungary 86-78. And the last game they pretty much dominated Italy 83-67. Good lineup. A lot of players missing from years in the recent past. But Josh, the Serbian team never misses a beat.
Definitely not, and it's really been their defense which has carried them throughout this tournament. Really, teams are struggling not just on offense, but to get any kind of good looks against the Serbian team. So many guys are bringing you toughness, whether it's the starting lineup or off the bench. Djordjevic has so many guys to turn to bring that high-quality defense.
Well, they're on quite a roll, Serbia, the finalists. They reached the final against the USA in 2014 at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in Spain. And they also reached the final of last year's Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. And again, they fell to the USA. This is a surprise story. Russia kind of flying under the radar. Not able to get out of the group phase at the previous 2 EuroBaskets. Had to go through qualifying just to make it to the EuroBasket this year. They did, and they have been really a pleasant surprise the way they've played. And Serbia clearly won't be taking this team lightly, having lost to them already.
Yeah, obviously that first win against Turkey, okay, made their presence known, but when they beat Serbia on day 2, that's when you had to start really respecting this team. And they had the one drop against Latvia. That's it, really. Only the one bad second half. The rest of the way, they've been playing tremendous. And of course, dismantling Croatia in that round of 16 game winning by 23 against a tough Croatian team. So Russia definitely needs to be reckoned with.
We're going to have a pause in the commentary now, playing of the national anthems for both Serbia and Russia. So for the second time in this tournament, Sergei Bazarevic and Sasha Djordjevic shake hands before the start of the EuroBasket game, and the players as well. Obviously, a lot of these guys know each other because they compete against each other in Europe. And the referees for tonight, it's a heavyweight lineup. Andrew Lefkano in the middle there from Argentina, Panayotis Anastopoulos on the left there from Greece, and Manuel Mazzoni from Italy. I'm going to look right, I'm going to look straight, and I'm going to look right at you, Josh, to my left, and I'm going to hand it off to you. I want you to talk about the rosters.
I will introduce this high-flying, not really high-flying, but very, very solid Serbian lineup. Bogdan Bogdanovic leading the way, averaging just about 20 points per game. And he's got a lot of help, especially in the defensive backcourt. We noted about Jovic, but also Misic is coming along in the last few games. We can't forget about Vladimir Lucic, really one of those X factors, does all the little things that Coach Djordjevic plays for him at Bayern Munich. You see the starting lineup: Jovic, Bogdanovic, Lucic, and then Vrčević, who starts, doesn't really do too much, but he's a solid player. And then Kuzmic, offensively, has been really great. Meanwhile, on the Russian side, obviously Alexei Shved, the go-to guy, one of the leading candidates for the MVP, averaging 24 points per game. But he's gotten a lot of help in a lot of these games. Mozgov inside, Vorontsevich, Kurbanov coming off the bench, and Kulagin. Can Dmitry Kulagin really push his ankle? You know, he twisted it in that game against the game against Greece. You see he's in the starting lineup now, so definitely going to give it a try. And Dmitry Kostov, we'll talk about more in a second. Then, of course, Mozgov and Vorontsevich inside. So you see the split lineup there. Dmitry Kostov, kind of the unsung hero for this team, leads them in minutes played, and also when he's in the game, Russia just functions better offensively, defensively. He leads them in point differential. Meanwhile, Stefan Jovic, kind of the floor general for Serbia, but also the best defender, averaging over 4 steals per 40 minutes, about 2.5 per game. So he's been putting a lot of pressure on Russia's backcourt.
So 2 guys that are going to take center stage, but really, I mean, huge game for Sergei Bazarevic. What a performance. First big tournament here with Russia. Led him through unbeaten last year in the qualifying, beating Bosnia and Herzegovina twice, as well as Sweden twice. And now in the final round, he's got him all the way to the semifinals, 1 step away from the title game. And on recent history, you know, the way that Serbia can bounce back from disappointments when it comes to crunch time, you might have to say they're the favorites. Remember back in 2014, Djordjevic's first summer in charge, they lost badly, or they lost to Brazil rather in the group phase. And then in the knockout round in the quarterfinals, they were decisive winners over Brazil. The same thing happened last year. Serbia lost to Australia in the preliminary round of the Olympics, and then when they met again in the semifinals, they just delivered a first quarter knockout. I mean, they just got on top of Australia and didn't let up. So the second time around tends to be much better for Serbia after they've lost their first encounter, although they also lost last year in their first game to the United States in a very close game, and then were blown out in the final. Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to Istanbul, Turkey. FIBA EuroBasket 2017, the semifinal between Serbia and Russia is underway. And after the opening tip here, Serbia will have possession. Serbia looking for a good start here. Remembering how Slovenia got on top of Spain early. They want to get out fast. Jovic and Kuzmic has been just a demon on the offensive glass. He gets his first offensive rebound.
Yeah, both these teams have been pretty strong in rebounding. Different guys do it. Obviously, Mozgov, the main man for Russia, but Kuzmic, the go-to rebounder for the Serbian team.
And Kuzmic misses the first one. However, he makes the second, so Serbia draw first blood.
Of course, Mozgov getting a foul in his first possession. That could be a tough challenge now the rest of the way. As you know, Marjanovic is going to come off the bench.
Shved pulls up for three. And Kulagin, who had apparently the sprained ankle the other night, looked pretty good chasing that one down. And now he's going to have to put it up. He does put up a very difficult shot. So not the best of offensive sets for Russia.
The thing with sprained ankles, it's a little bit mental as well, as you're worried about re-spraining it. Obviously, probably a heavy tape job on there. You expect the adrenaline to also kind of considerably take the pain away. But Shved always coming out looking aggressive off that pick and roll action. Pulls up for three and doesn't knock it down just the first time around.
Here's Bogdanovic into Kuzmic. He hands it off, and Bercevic comes from the baseline and dunks it.
Yeah, nice pass there from Kuzmic. Kuzmic not be denied. The first field goal of the game.
Now Mozgov gets it. He's going to go right down the lane, takes the contact, and Bercevic gets the rebound. Serbia out to a 3-0 lead, and Russia struggling here early. Jovic pulls up a little mid-ranger, is good, and now it's 5-0 Russia. Excuse me, 5-0 Serbia.
Yeah, you kind of expected Serbia to come out all guns blazing in this first quarter. Russia tends to kind of ease its way into games. Haven't really built a lead in first quarters any of their matchups.
Vorncevic, little pump fake, and finally gets Russia on the board.
He's the guy they need. Last time they played, he had 8 points, 2 threes, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. Did a bit of everything against Serbia.
Yeah, he bounced back from a tough opening game, and certainly has the capacity to put up big numbers. Here's Kuzmic.
You'll live with that all day if you're Russia, as long as Kuzmic isn't taking shots right at the rim.
Shved, puts it up, and he heard the whistle, so he went ahead and made sure he got the shot off. I think he was intending to pass.
Yeah, they don't give him the 2 free throws.
Okay, I thought they were going to give it to him.
I thought so as well, actually. See Vorncevic with a nice pump fake and jump shot.
Shved just inside the top of the key, and the putback from Timofey Mozgov.
Mozgov has really played well in this tournament. Quarterfinal against Greece, 15 points, 10 rebounds. You're going to need that kind of contribution here again.
Bogdanovic tries to get his first basket. Lucic flies in for the rebound. Jovic comes in, hands it off to Bercevic, and now Shved. And Kuzmic reaches in to stop the fast break.
Mozgov altering that shot on the other end. Bercevic kind of going up a little light.
The problem that Italy had the other night, and remember, Italy actually got on top of Russia early, but they just could not rebound. They just could not combat the size of Serbia. This Russia team is bigger. Bigger and stronger. And into Mozgov, and he goes up for the two-handed jam.
Timofey Mozgov. Yet again, powerful.
Lucic back to Bogdanovic. Steps back for three.
Nice rebound.
Birčević gets another chance for Bogdanović. Second chance points. That'll kill you every time.
That's a great sign for Serbian fans. The first time these two teams played, Bogdanović is 3 of 10 from 3, and goes 1 for 9 in the last game against Italy. So hasn't really been knocking down the three-point shot.
Shved. And his attempt hits front and back of the rim and pops out. Now Jovic goes right down the lane and scores and draws the foul.
What do you make of the matchup where Bogdanović is actually guarding Shved rather than Jovic? Obviously Jovic is a great defender, but Bogdanović taking that challenge. You see the nice drive and finish through contact from Stefan Jovic. A great start here for Serbia.
And Jovic, of course, his minutes substantially higher at the EuroBasket without Milos Teodosic, who couldn't shake an injury. And there's the Serbian contingent making the trip up from Belgrade, Novi Sad, and everywhere else in that great basketball country. See his numbers: 6.9 points, 5.9 assists, and 2.3 steals. So, what was that, into the lane too early?
Yeah, Jovic does struggle the free throw line. He's 56%. That one would have counted anyway.
Mozgov on the low block and draws the foul.
2 now on Kuzmic.
So how long will it be before we see the introduction of Boban Marjanovic?
Caught him on the arm.
So Milo Matchman will be the player that comes in to spell Kuzmic as Mozgov finishes. This is his first. And see his numbers in the tournament, not too bad.
Also shoots 80% from the line, but 0 for 2 this trip. He's been a little bit inconsistent. He'll give you 10 in a row when he makes them, and then obviously can go 0 for anytime as well.
Marjanovic is also going to come in the drive and the miss, and another foul.
Late call yet again.
Yeah, you got him on the body.
Good contest from Fritzen.
So Nicic as well has come into the game with Marjanovic and Matchvan.
Bogdanović really stepped up his assist numbers after that first Serbia game. Slightly got called out after that press conference. He's been much better as a distributor since.
So Milosav Savljevic has come into the game as well for Serbia, number 12.
Yeah, Djordjevic really uses up his rotation. Guys coming in and out throughout the game.
Oh, Varncevic, that was a 2, banked it in. Seeing a lot of banked in jumpers in this EuroBasket.
It's just the ultimate shooter's touch.
Entry pass to Marjanovic, turns. Varncevic collects the rebound. Now Mozgov fighting for position, and Bogdanovic knocked it away. Nicic has it in the open floor, back to Bogdanovic. He goes inside, scores with a layup.
And he is in full-on attack mode here tonight. See another strong drive. Goes right through Mozgov and Varncevic. Nice underhand scoop.
And now Kulagin's pass almost Hooligan's pass almost intercepted. Shved gets it back, takes the contact, but misses the shot. Almost had a three-point play there.
And one thing we know about Shved is he can get points in a hurry. Had a tough start the other night against Greece. Didn't score much in the first half, and exploded for 20+ in the second. His confidence never wavers.
First one this time is good. So Russia now 1 of 3 at the line.
See those MVP caliber stats from Shved, 24 points, 6+ assists. But can he cut down the turnovers? Had 7 the other night against Greece, a lot of costly ones as well. If he plays his game though, Russia will have a chance to win. Strong chance to win.
Micic puts the ball on the deck. And again, Ivlev, who's come into the game to spell Mozgov, picks up a foul.
Yeah, we didn't see Ivlev the other night. He's obviously in there to battle with Marjanovic. Nice hesitation.
Back to Bogdanovic, deep three. And a foul on Fritzen, boxing out. Trying to box out Marjanovic. Or Ivlev. No, it's going to be an Ivlev.
Did Marjanovic just do a reverse somersault?
I have to see the replay. Here it is again.
You see he falls down there, and we can get it.
Yeah,
a bit of an awkward.
He was certainly showing us his skills there on the ground.
He's showing you that shooter's touch at the free throw line when went 11 for 13 in the first matchup.
Look at those numbers.
And you can't play him on the line.
Shved pulls up for a deep three himself, and this time he nails it. And just like that, back to a three-point game. Marjanovic fighting for position, and this time surrounded by white shirts. Fritzen pulls it back out to Shved. Into the corner to Vorontsevich. Now back to Shved. Pulls up at the line and takes the hit on the jumper, so he will go to the free throw line.
A little bit of contact on the hand there.
Yeah, certainly Djordjevic barking out his disagreement and was told to retreat by the referees. Six points already for Shved. Now 7. Remember, Russia won the game in the group phase between these two teams, 75-72. Now Marjanovic dumps it to Lucic. Oh, what a play. A little alley-oop. Lucic has some good hang time in there. Shved, another attempt. And Marjanovic, those big arms, big long arms, goes up and brings down the board. Jovic has the the pass knocked away.
Yeah, good hands there from Ivlev. Kostov
Kostov quickly with the left hand.
Kostov always under control. Doesn't try to do too much, but got a clear path to the basket. Nice left-hand finish.
Marjanovic passes it back to Lucic. Wide open. Good! He is getting better and better, folks.
Well, you know, I asked Coach Djordjevic after the game the other night what he thought about Lucic. He's shooting 60% from three, yet probably only takes 2 a game.
Djordjevic
to be aggressive.
Answers with a 3. Yeah, you're asking him about the temptation to use Lucic more or have him more involved in the offense.
He just does whatever is necessary. He's just that kind of player, team first.
Milosavljevic drives in. And 45 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Serbia back in front by 3 with this shot.
See Shved just giving up the baseline a little bit too easily there.
Kostov knocks it out of bounds. I mean, and that was a point that we asked Kostas Missis about bringing Shved out of the game in key moments and inserting Kulagin, even though he had the ankle injury. And I mean, he just made no bones about it. They needed him for his physicality and toughness on defense.
Yeah,
Shved much more offensive minded.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
So final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Pretty even. Kurbanov into the game and almost strikes with his first jumper. Now Machvan hands it off to Milosavljevic.
Machvan wanted it back in the post, where he likes to do a lot of his work.
Milosavljevic dribbling back and forth. Now over to Micic. Jump shot, good! And they strike right at the end of the quarter and take a 25-20 lead. That's far too many points for Russia to be giving up. Here it is again.
Yeah, nice step back jumper from Micic.
So 25-20, Serbia on top of Russia. So the numbers, Josh, 2 threes for each team.
Yeah, and to be honest, a little bit more high scoring than we imagined. You know, we thought it was going to be a strong, tough defensive struggle almost, but a lot more open, which is obviously great to watch. You see Serbia, great ball movement on a number of possessions, getting a lot of looks at the basket, and it's not just Marjanovic. Bogdanovic was able to attack the hole. Obviously, you saw Milosavljevic get a layup as well. So Serbia has to be happy with their offense. But Russia just 5 points down. Because obviously Alexei Shved can always keep you in the game, and Boran Sevic definitely making his presence felt with those 7 points. She's been there every day, by the way.
She's been the most dedicated Russian fan, I think, other than Kirilenko. A lot more Russian fans tonight than we've seen in the tournament. So as the teams get closer to the final, a lot of fans hopping on planes and traveling a long way. We've heard, I heard today 11 planes were coming from Slovenia, bringing in more fans to watch their first final. 11 big planes. So second quarter action underway. Serbia getting that late jump shot there from Micic in front by 5. Now Kurbanov backs his way down on Lucic. And a little turnaround jumper misses. And then Marjanovic just turns and ball just rimmed out.
Yeah, those have been dropping over the last couple of weeks almost consistently. No, just 2 points here for Marjanovic from the free throw line.
Inside now to Mozgov, and Marjanovic knocks it away. And Kostov kind of stopped the play by fouling Lucic. And good hands again. Knocks it out with 12 seconds on the shot clock. So Zubkov's going to come into the game for Russia.
You remember that game against Croatia, Zubkov was a real difference maker, hit a lot of big shots. Everyone from this Russian team played really well that game.
Kostov picks up 2 quick fouls.
And he's so active defensively that you kind of have to live with it.
Well, he plays a lot of minutes. And now Marjanovic just kind of rolls in and lays it up over the rim.
Yeah, haven't seen the left hand kind of finish from Marjanovic too often.
He's got 4 points. Shved, a little mazy run, then gets it outside to Kostov for the 3. He hits big shots.
He just knows that when Shved penetrates, a lot of attention is going to be drawn, and he just spots up. He's been knocking those open jump shots consistently. You're right. Obviously had that huge shot the other night against Greece to kind of put that game away. See the nice driving kick from Shved, and that's why he's had 18 assists his last 2 games, making plays like that.
So Milosavljevic comes out of the game, and Bogdanovic is back in. Whips the pass in again to Bogdanovic, or to Marjanovic, and he is fouled. 3 fouls now on Russia here in the quarter.
Kostov fortunate to not pick up his 3rd foul, to give that one to Zubkov.
So Russia, because of the fouls, we saw Serbia go to the line and do a lot of damage against Italy in the quarterfinals. And they could end up getting into the bonus here early. He makes 1 of 2, Marjanovic. Jovic comes back in for Micic. Now Shved's got it. Pulls up, and he was fouled by Bogdanovic, it appears. And Djordjevic up off the bench again and complaining. Watch this.
Shved's definitely leading the tournament in drawn fouls behind the arc.
So was he behind the arc there? Did he say he signaled for 3? Okay, so big play. We see it so often. It's funny because we've got Andrei Kirilenko in front of us, the Russian Basketball Federation president, and the Russian great player, and Dejan Bodoroga, the great former Yugoslavian player. And they're both kind of exchanging views. You can imagine which side they're taking. So here's Shved for the 3rd free throw. He can pull Russia to within 2.
It's interesting because Shved will really pull up no matter who's close to him. He just feels like he can draw that foul. It's almost like he doesn't even try to make it sometimes, just really goes for that foul call. Bogdanovic is too close.
Bogdanovic for the jump shot, rattles it in. Now Shved again, penetrates, hands it off to Mozgov, and he fumbles it away, but is able to get a hand on it and bat it out to Kovstov. Here's Kovstov for three. Oh! That's
Russia.
Not a kind
unlucky
rim. Marjanovic turns and scores.
I'll tell you what, there aren't too many guys that can score right over Mozgov, but Serbia fortunate to have one that can.
You got to try to keep him as far away from the basket as you can. He's quite a lot to handle inside.
He has so much size, but also has the skill to go along with it. You saw him be able to back down Mozgov with that little one-hand push shot. So dependable for him.
So Russia called the timeout.
That's actually our first timeout of the game. Again.
Saw the points in the paint there, Josh.
That's an interesting stat right there. Russia yet to get any production from their bench. And that's guys like Kurbanov. Haven't really been able to make their stamp on the game. Obviously, Ivlev never been there for as often, but Fritzen came in and didn't really give them any contributions either.
Jovke igra, Bog da vuče, Jovke igra, vrati Mačvan u ovo, uđi ovde, Mačka ovo, Boco ideš i ovo, kao dva strana pleć, lopta ovde.
Yeah, in the first meeting, Kurbanov came off the bench and had 11 points, 7 rebounds. So he was the really big contributor off the bench.
Yeah, he was scoreless last game against Greece, though, so a bit of a slump for Kurbanov.
Seaman Antonov also coming into the game, number 11. Marjanovic given the stare.
And you see Bogdanovic and Shved just exchanging pleasantries.
Kurbanov was trying to post up Lucic. So again, Shved ends up with the ball in his hands. And Antonov has to shoot it up, coming right off the bench. Goes in and out. It's a couple now where it's gotten inside the cylinder. Started to drop, but popped out for Russia. And that is team foul number 4 on Russia.
Honestly, what can you do if you're Seaman Antonov? You're giving up so much height, probably a lot of strength as well. And if you don't foul him, he basically dribbles his way all the way in front of the basket.
Oh, they inbound the ball to Bogdanovic, and they get an easy one.
I'll tell you what, Bogdanovic and Shved have come to play in this semifinal, already in double figures.
Well, Shved put that one up, and again, Bogdanovic was breathing down his neck. Jovic explodes. Oh, what a tough shot from Stefan Jovic. Jovic sticks his knee out and commits the foul.
I'll tell you what, Russia only has 4 players that scored so far. Meanwhile, Serbia with 8. So where are the points going to come from for the Russians? You know that Shved's going to be aggressive, but these other guys, the role players, they need to be able to put points on the board. Guys like Zubkov
steps up and again can't get it to drop.
So it's a 10-point lead now. In that first matchup, neither team led by double digits at any point of the game. It was much, much closer the entire time.
And again, that soft release from Marjanovic. Rolls to his right. 12 points the advantage.
Nice steal here from Bogdanovic.
Here he comes, Bogdanovic with a reverse layup, and 14 points, the lead for Serbia, and alarm bells ringing in Moscow.
See the Serbian fans. To say that they love it is an understatement right now.
Their biggest lead in the first meeting with 6 points, Serbia. So right now they are liking their position. You see they have the 8 assists and the 1 turnover. Russia, meanwhile, 4 assists and 4 turnovers.
Yeah, that last game, you know, again, it was a tough battle throughout, but Serbia able to kind of open up this one, shooting 64% from the field. There's so much damage right in the paint. You see the 12-0 run. It's just a 2-point game moments ago, but Russia, nobody able to get a good shot or a good look at the basket really against the Serbian defense. Bogdanovic. He is playing like a man possessed in the semifinal. 13 points already, but also taking the challenge of guarding Shved. Probably had the left-hand layup, but decided to reverse it.
Absolutely.
Good measure.
So, what kind of change he's brought Vorncevic back into the game? And Serbia is not a team that you want to fall behind by a big margin. Kostov again, a long rebound. Out to Jovic with 4:36 remaining. Serbia, see the shooting there, 88% in this quarter. Russia just 14%. And another one, that percentage goes up.
Mozgov come off the bench now as Serbia's getting too much production in the paint.
Kostov again, good. This time makes the 3-pointer.
Nice find from Vorncevic. Elected to skip over Shved. Shved was open as well, but Kostov now knocking down his second 3.
Why would Serbia call a timeout there?
Well, you have all the momentum. You know the 3-pointer, that's exactly what it does. It kind of kills momentum or builds momentum depending on which way it goes. You see that 89% from the field for Serbia just
in this second quarter,
in
yeah.
second quarter, just on fire. Russia showed that they can fight back. Greece got out to a nice first half start.
Look at how good the shots are that Serbia are getting. 12 of 17 in the paint.
That's the Marjanovic effect. He's actually probably played the longest stretch we've seen so far in the tournament. Usually we'll play about 5-6 minutes at a time, maybe 7-8. He's been there for about 15 minutes now. Hasn't slowed down. 9 points.
One good thing for Russia is that they do have a lot of experience in their team, so there's no need to panic. They've had a good EuroBasket. They've beaten this Serbia team before. You look at Vorncevic, Mozgov, Shved, those 3 guys, Kostov as well, played in the Olympic team in 2012. They got the bronze medal.
Yeah, they're all around 30 plus. So like you said, they've been around for a while, and they understand it's a long game. Maybe Serbia's had a better second quarter. That's fine. They can come back and have a better third.
Of course, when Mozgov gets it, it's almost impossible to stop him. What can you do? Excuse me, Marjanovic, and Mozgov is guarding him.
Yeah, Marjanovic got the better of that matchup the first time around. 19 points in that first game.
Oh, Marjanovic with the foul way out on the perimeter.
not really known for sliding his feet on defense.
Here he is on offense.
That he can do.
Bogdanovic picks up the personal. He's got 2. Oh, nice read by Milosavljevic, and Shved was able to get it back. Shot clock down to 4. Kulagin puts it up, and Matchvine rebounds it.
16-8 advantage on the rebounds for Serbia. Only 2 offensive rebounds right now for Russia. So
we thought that would be a lot tighter, that race. Bogdanovic drives in, and the pass goes over the head of Milosavljevic.
Yeah, he thought that Milosavljevic was going to spot up in the corner. He cut instead.
Pircevic comes back in for Matchvine. So trailing by 15 points. Shved gets in, and that's a great look for Shved.
Well, Moskov kind of cleared Marjanovic out of the way with that screen.
And this is the end of the floor where they've got to tighten things up, and they got to keep the ball out of his hands, and they don't, and they pay the price. Marjanovic.
He definitely has a touch here tonight. 5 of 8 for 13 points.
Kulagin in it to
Marjanovic.
Marjanovic swats him. Borncevic. And a foul called on Serbia.
Yeah, it's interesting. Marjanovic doesn't block that many shots considering his size, but
so second foul on him after a terrific block. Look at this.
Yeah, he erased this one. Moskov knows he needs to dunk that next time.
So often you would think Moskov would think he would get his shot blocked like that.
See that somehow Marjanovic is called for that foul despite getting basically punched in the face. Elbowed, punched.
How lucky are Serbia to have Nikola Jokic, Boban Marjanovic, Ognjen Kuzmic. They've got their share of centers to choose from. Nikola Jokic can't make it this summer of Denver. No problem. Boban, can you come?
Yeah, it'll be a completely different style of play. It's obviously Jokic kind of like a point center. Such a tremendous passer, but Marjanovic not exactly a bad substitute, especially in a big game like this. Moskov just 1 of 4.
Yep, they are 8 of 11, however, which isn't too bad.
Well, it's really just Moskov and Shved.
And the drive, and Lucic misses. Now Shved pulls up for 3. And only red shirts there for the rebound. Now Bogdanovic gets in. Entry pass. Marjanovic.
Nice cut.
What a play by Serbia. Reverse layup made by Lucic.
Hey, that's a tremendous pass from Marjanovic. Almost a behind-the-back pass in a way. Again, Lucic just knows what he has to do.
Shved goes hard to the rack and scores. Well, he's playing with a lot of fire and determination, but Russia have to start coming up with some answers at the defensive end. And even when they had Marjanovic kind of out of the lane, he was still able to beat him with his passing.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Marjanovic has been able to play 14 minutes in his first half is a great sign for Serbia.
So field goal percentage by quarter, Serbia are just an unworldly 85% in the second quarter. Remember, they had 25 points in the first quarter. So offensively, they are turning on all cylinders. Nothing that Russia seemed to be doing on defense is having an impact.
Yeah, Serbia hasn't even attempted a three in the second quarter. Literally all those shots taken from around the basket. So you see again, it's just not going to cut it for Russia if all the points are coming from Shved, Mozgov, Kostov, and Brozovic. Meanwhile, for Serbia, 9 guys are already putting their names in the box score with some points.
Well, the good news for Russia is that Shved is kind of in the flow, and also you still got a half of basketball to play.
Yeah, so much time,
56
honestly.
seconds. But as we've seen in this tournament, this Serbia team is extremely difficult to play against once they've got a big lead. Probably the team that gave them the most trouble was Hungary in the round of 16 when they fell behind and they tried to claw their way back.
Well, it's interesting because, you know, a lot of people yesterday were saying that Spain never really flipped that switch. You know, Serbia is the team that's been able to play in kind of third gear a lot of times and still win games. You saw it against Hungary, you saw it against GB, you saw it against Belgium. But right now, they're really clicking on all cylinders, and that's why they've been able to build this lead.
Stimac has come into the game now, Serbia's third center. And he's been a star here. And Berčević misses. There's Stimac. Ball goes off of Russia. Stimac played for Besiktas and has played so well he's earned a move to Efes, Anadolu Efes. Ball went off of Kostov. Kurbanov back in the game and guarding Bogdanovic, who goes down, and it'll still be Serbia ball.
Definitely a wet spot somewhere there on the floor. Bogdanovic just slips.
Bogdanovic was looking up at the ref as if to say, this guy's just jumping on me. Call the foul. Worried look on the face of Alexei Shved, so their primary offensive weapon now on the bench, possibly for the remainder of the half. The last 31.9 seconds. And the pass to Berčević. They get it to Bogdanovic, just inside the arc, and Mozgov, great box out on Milosavljevic. He can pretty much hold it for one shot if Serbia don't force them into a turnover. Fritzen spins, gets in the lane, takes the contact and draws the foul from Lucic. Did a great job of getting the contact, and then you just hope the ref will blow the whistle, and they did.
Yeah, you saw the left hand able to get the block, but that is actually a pretty tough call.
That's
some very good
nothing
defense.
What can you do if you're Lucic there?
And he's been the guy on the wrong end of so many of those 50-50 calls.
Yeah, he has, actually. He has.
Only his first foul tonight, though, so he stayed out of foul trouble.
Boy, when it rains, it pours, and a good shooter like Fritzen ought to be making free throws.
He goes
misses
0 for 2.
Both free throws.
Here comes Serbia now with a chance. Lucic.
From deep. Oh, almost. That would have been a real dagger, a first half dagger. So, Serbia in the ascendancy still. They lead it 48-34 with 20 minutes to play. The winner advances to the EuroBasket final. The shooting percentage for Serbia is phenomenal beyond the arc. Inside the arc. 67%.
Yeah, and Shved just 1 of 5 from 3, contributing to that kind of low three-point percentage from Russia. But those rebounding numbers and assists heavily favoring Serbia. They're just playing a better basketball game so far. But like we said, 20 more minutes to go. A lot of time for Russia to turn this around.
That one block was Marjanovic swatting Mozgov, and just 2 turnovers for Serbia. So we're at halftime. We'll be right back as Serbia leading at 48-34 over Russia. 48-34, Serbia on top of Russia and looking good bets to advance to another final at the EuroBasket. They just took command in that first half, Josh, and as we've seen before, they are very difficult to play against once they're in front.
Yeah, definitely. When they're punishing teams inside the way they are and then limiting everything that Russia wants to do on the other side, it's a tough Serbian team to beat. And 20 minutes away from the final, but can they sustain the 14-point lead? Can they maybe build up on it? We thought yesterday that Spain was going to come with a kind of a comeback of sorts, but unable to happen. Serbia obviously doesn't want Russia to get back into this game. But do they take their foot off the gas? They scored 25 points in that first quarter, 23 in the second. That's a little bit more than they've been averaging, to be honest. They've been playing a little bit faster pace, which is interesting. We thought it was going to be a kind of slow it down, grind it out kind of game. It's been a lot more up and down and exciting than we thought, which is obviously great. But in the second half, time and score are going to be the big thing for Serbia.
Well, leading the way for Russia, Alexei Shved, no surprise there with 14 points. Borncevic in your screen, he's got 5 points. 7 points for him. And somebody else has to step up. Mozgov does have 5 points. For Serbia, it's a balanced attack led by Bogdan Bogdanovic with 13 points and 13 points for Boban Marjanovic.
And if you're Russia, who are going to be the guys to step it up a little bit? So many scoreless guys. You see the Kulagin just 0 for 2, Kurbanov 0 for 2. Fritzen hasn't even attempted a shot yet. He is 0 for 2 from the free throw line.
Yeah, they look, their main problem for me, defensively, and this is where you expect them to be able to contend. And they haven't really contended with Serbia on the defensive end, have they? They've given up 48 points time and time again. Marjanovic catches it, is patient, turns, gets that ball way up in the air and releases it, and just reminds us that he's got that soft touch. And some of those shots that he's made, I would say, are pretty tough.
Yeah, Marjanovic definitely feeling it right now from all around the key. Even showed you that one kind of push shot from the free throw line almost. But he starts the second half on the bench yet again.
Well, maybe we'll see a new wrinkle for Russia.
You already see Fritzen in the starting lineup for Kulagin.
And we don't know about Kulagin's ankle. That might still be bothering him. Bogdanovic to Kuzmic. Out to Matchvan, over to a wide open Lucic. And Vorncevic is able to go up and get it. You saw Kuzmic challenge from behind.
Yeah, Russia fortunate on that possession as Lucic got a great look in the corner. Good ball movement as well from Serbia.
Vorncevic open for 3. That's good. So good start for the Russians.
Any play you can use to build momentum's vital at this point now.
Lucic goes baseline and out to Matchvan right before the shot clock, and he misses badly. I don't think Djordjevic wants to burn a timeout this early, but I'm guessing he might be tempted. Djordjevic, a great player in his day, and all of his players look up to him. He's got their respect, no doubt about it. Shved turns, and a little bit of miscommunication, thinking Kuligin was going to be moving closer to the baseline.
It's just Shved's first turnover after having 7 united against Greece. He's played under more control here tonight.
Now the dump to Kuzmic. Passes it back out to Lucic. Bogdanovic, deep three, good. Boy, that was near the hash mark.
And he was kind of fading away a little bit. And again, he hasn't really been knocking down the three at a high clip, just 30% overall. That's a big shot. Push the lead back out to 14.
Pass to Mozgov, and he drives in and scores with the layup.
You notice no one tried to take a charge, right? They got out of the way for big Mozgov.
Jovic gets it to Kuzmic. He turns and scores with a little jump hook.
The hesitation from Jovic just froze the defense as he's able to pick up his 4th assist. Averages 6 a game.
And Mozgov goes in, and he is denied.
Great defense there in Serbia on the fast break.
Matchman hands it off, and Lucic lays it up and in.
You see Kostov urging his teammates to get back on defense as Lucic trailed the play and was able to get an easy layup, uncontested.
Shved has the ball taken away, and a foul is called.
Lucic again just can't get a call to go his way. You see the great defense here from the Serbs.
The matchman plays a lot bigger than he looks, and that was the end result, the easy one at the other end. Over to Shved, and Bogdanovic had, he's fouled him again. Can you believe it? And Shved's laughing. He's like, of course you fouled me.
It's almost to the point now where players just shouldn't contest shooters.
Well, that look right there tells you that was perhaps a suspect. Whistle.
Well, it used to be that if you got the ball and then part of the hand after, they wouldn't call it. But now, anything remotely close seems to get guys to the line, and Bogdanovic gives that ball don't lie look to the referee.
Sergei Bazarevich, the wheels turning inside his head there. What can he do to turn this thing around? Well, Shved makes the second, so it's back to a 15-point deficit. It's difficult. You just don't see a run, do you, against Russia? I mean, we haven't seen it when teams fall behind like Italy. They just weren't able to put any type of run together.
Yeah, Serbia is just so solid on both sides of the floor, and then Bogdanovic is almost like a run killer at times. Whenever a team gets too close, he just makes a big play, hits a big shot.
Ashvan turns and then forgets the ball, gets it to Bogdanovic. Foul called on Fritzen.
A lot of ball there. I mean, you know players never foul, so.
Jovic fake and draws the foul. Kostov's third.
Jovic was close to kind of going up and down there. It's really sold that pump fake.
Sergei Bykov over there on the bench, now part of the Russian coaching staff, the former national team point guard. And it goes to Kuzmic again, and this time he travels.
Yeah, great defense on the help side from Vorontsevich. Kuzmic had no idea he was there, turned and forced to travel.
So Russia trying to make inroads. They got it to 11. Here's Vorontsevich for three. Jovic.
The lob.
Pass, and Lucic
What a play. Jovic knew exactly that Lucic was running down. You see the throwdown.
Shved to the corner to Vorcevic. Pump fake, Shved takes his time and hits it. They are just trying to stay within touch right now. Lucic in the right corner. Bogdanovic. Tough shooting it or driving. Jovic hands it to Kuzmic. And this time he was denied. Now a chance for Fritzen to run. Nope, he's going to hold it up.
You expect Shved now to be ultra aggressive on offense.
So can they capitalize after a rare stop? Fritzen puts up a three and gets the friendly bounce.
Just like that, it's down to 10.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. (19-3). Serbia's rushing, so that was from the bench. So that was the first points from the bench for Russia. And again, offensive rebounds are killers. Not this time.
Russia building a little bit of momentum here. They can get a basket. Shved attacks.
And draws the foul from Lucic. And I have to say, it almost looked as if that was his sole intention as he went past, kind of lost the ball, stuck his leg out, and got the foul. Here he is again. Look at all the sweat you can see with the slow-mo flying off of Shved.
The guys are working out there. Let's see what kind of impact Boban can have in the second half. 13 first half points.
What is Djordjevic telling Matchvan?
I wish I understood Serbian.
He will take guys out after they make mistakes. Now Fritzen hands it off. Mozgov with a two-handed jam.
So Mozgov just ran over Lucic. It's down to 8, Jeff.
Well, we talked about the run. Can they sustain it? Micic in the game. Lucic was open there for a minute. Milosavljevic has it. He's checked in as well for Bogdanovic. Question is, how will they cope with Marjanovic now? Traveling is the call on Milosavljevic. This is the window of opportunity for Russia. Can they step through it? Shved again. Back outside, Vorcevic. Open three. Good! And here come the Russians. It's back to a 5-point deficit. And Serbia call a timeout.
What a great find from Shved.
Vorcevic has stepped up tonight and hit some big shots, including that one. He now has 13 points.
Again, very surprising here how quickly Russia was able to get back into this game.
They've done it just as we said. We just don't see runs against Serbia once they get up big. So you just have to keep at it. 75% shooting for Russia in the third quarter.
So all the momentum in that Russian huddle right now. Again, all those veterans believing that they deserve a shot to the championship.
Well, they've got to play D. And that's, again, don't forget, Marjanovic has just come in, and remember how effective he was in the first half.
See that crazy pass over entire defense from Shved.
Again, Vorcevic. Vucevic ran at him, but look at the man who now has, I think this is a tournament high for him.
So Jovic right back into the game. You see Kurbanov showing you his ball pressure ability.
And now Vorncevic almost knocked the ball away. And in the end, Moskov picks up a foul.
Bogdanovic doesn't get much of a rest. He's right back in for Lucic.
So yeah, this is a tournament high already for Vorncevic. Oh, big shot. Big shot from Milosavljevic. That was a three.
Yeah, he doesn't come in known as a shooter. 25% from three for him throughout the tournament, but hits that big one, and Shved right back.
Boy, that was a deep three.
Moskov picks up another foul.
He doesn't agree. Ivlev is going to have to come in for Moskov.
See, Marjanovic goes up. That's kind of a tough call, especially two guys that big. There's going to be a little bit of contact. And it brings Ivlev off the bench.
Well, that was a huge three-pointer for Milosavljevic from the left corner. Russia had pulled to within 5. And now Serbia have the 8-point lead in possession. And the dump to Marjanovic, and he goes up for the dunk, and you cannot allow him to catch the ball that close to the basket.
It's literally throwing the hammer down when he dunks the ball. Doesn't have to get up too high. But another assist from Jovic.
Pridzen leans into it. And again, Marjanovic making his presence felt at both ends. Jovic drives, scores with the left hand, back to a 12-point lead. What a 7-0 run in response.
Yeah, what a response from Serbia after that timeout. Whatever Djordjevic said worked clearly. And Jovic can really do that. Again, he's a setup man, but 4 of 5 tonight for 8 points to go with his 6 assists. So strong, so athletic. Can also dunk on guys when he drives, so.
Halftime entertainment here. Lower your heads, boys. So, as we were saying, this man right here, Jovic, has gotten better and better as the tournament has worn on. And he will put the ball on the deck and drive when he has to. He will score. And that was one of the concerns, or one of the areas late in the group phase where Djordjevic emphasized that they have to figure out a way to get better on offense, to get points. And you're seeing already tonight, Micic hit a long jump shot in the first half. We've seen Milosavljevic hit that corner three-pointer, which was huge. And we've seen Jovic, not his jump shot tonight, but his driving ability. And Shved puts up a 3. And Russia perhaps fortunate to get it back. And Shved again, this time hits the 3. And Jovic has gone down with a foot injury. This is not good in any way, shape, or form. not just for tonight, but if Russia were to lose this game and Serbia were to advance to the final, they would need Jovic for the final without question.
You see the medical team coming out to see him now. And
I'd like to see a replay because Djordjevic looked like he was having words with Kovstov. That could be him done for the, or hopefully not. Watch this.
Well, so you see Shved
there.
I mean, in terms of Shved's shot, though.
So that doesn't, he's not putting weight on it. And again, remembering that, for example, if they face Slovenia, they've got to deal with Goran Dragic.
And Luka Doncic.
And Luka Doncic.
And Perilic. So let's see how Serbia responds now with one of their leaders out of the game.
Well, Vorsevic almost was able to come up and force the turnover. 3 fouls on Ivlev.
And obviously, Shved able to knock down his third 3 of the night. 3 of 9 from beyond the arc.
He's going to keep shooting him. He's similar to Bogdanovic in that regard.
Yeah, short-term memory.
Points.
Shved now has 22 points. Marjanovic, 16 for Serbia.
Yeah, both he and Bogdanovic with 16 points. So Marjanovic about to become the leading scorer. Nope. He'll stay right at 16.
Jinxed him. It's all your fault.
It was not my intention. He is 4 of 6. Now Kurbanov. Shved again puts it up. I tell you, he's just looking to take his threes, isn't he? If he's open, he gets any daylight, Shved is going to launch it.
Obviously, yeah, if Russia's going to go down, it's going to go down swinging and launching threes.
Moskov is on the bench in foul trouble. 3 fouls here at the final minute, so that foul puts Bogdanovic on the line. It's an interesting game, isn't it? So many swings. You've got Shved attempting the 3. If he makes it, they cut that deficit to 65-58, but instead they foul, and Bogdanovic, well, he only makes 1 of 2. So 66-55, 11-point lead. Russia still well within striking distance. Shved with Marjanovic behind him. Oh, what a play by Shved! Finds Kurbanov cutting down the middle.
Yeah, great probing action from Shved. Keeps the dribble alive, looking out for his cutters.
Well, Marjanovic chased him, making sure he wasn't going to get a shot off. And offensive foul on Marjanovic. Now that's 3 fouls on him, and suddenly an opportunity for Russia.
Well, you know, a lot of attention is going to be given to Shved. So Bogdanovic now with
Guduric usually makes his first appearance in the game in the second half, and he's just checked into the game for Bogdanovic. Shved splits down, gets it back over to Kovstov for 3. Ooh. And wide open. So Russia will settle for trailing by 9 points. They were able to make some inroads. They were down 45-34 at halftime. So just a little bit of inroad, but still in contention. So, Josh, they were trailing. Serbia were leading Russia, rather, 48-34 at halftime. And you can see some of the numbers improve for Russia, three-point shooting.
Yep, obviously the three-point shot is the best way to get back into a game. Vorancevic, Shved, Fritzen now knocking them down as well. So, again, it's going to take more of that. Just 9-point game. And how much is that Jovic injury going to hurt Serbia?
Well, this is the worrying aspect for them. I mean, they've got to get through this, see off this Russian team. Then they've got a couple of days to get ready for Serbia. But, I mean, Kulagin's tried to come back from an ankle problem and looked like he might be able to, but doesn't seem to be as effective. So, if you don't have Jovic, if you're Serbia, that is a significant loss before a game, a potential final against Slovenia. But again, we still got 10 minutes to go. Jovic is limping, you can see right there, and it doesn't look good. I'm sure he's turned his ankles before, and
he's trying to put weight on it now.
It's a fierce competitor, and I couldn't see what it was, how he picked up the injury, but
he's going to go back into the tunnels to probably just test it out a little bit more. Fourth quarter on the way.
Shved pulls up on the baseline and gets the contact from Milosavljevic.
That's the 11th foul now that Alexei Shved's been able to draw. Just so crafty. Really, really smart basketball player offensively as well. Just understands that if he can initiate the contact, the referee's going to give him the call more often than not.
Well, you would think so. But there were, we didn't see it last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
Not
Spain,
after the
there was a lot of contact. I mean, certainly if you're a Spanish basketball fan, you would argue that was the case. Certainly Scariolo made that point after their quarterfinal. There's Shved making the free throw.
It's down to 7.
I mean, there's no way that you can't say that Slovenia were not deserving winners last night. They were terrific. Serbia.
And this lineup in here for Serbia as well, not really a scoring lineup.
Micic gets it to Matchvan. He's going to go to work against Vorancevic. Has to pass it back out to Micic. He goes down, and then Serbia throw the ball out of bounds. And the referee having words with Micic, and I don't know if he's saying, don't try to bait me into calling the foul from behind the arc. But it looked like it.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact after the release.
Kostov takes the bump and puts it up, and they're not going to count it. I thought he might get the benefit of the call, but the referee says it was before he got into shooting motion.
Yeah, I think it took one. You see the foul right there. Then it takes one more dribble before getting a shot up. So a good call.
Good call indeed.
Bogdanovic, not much of a rest. He has 3 fouls as well.
Zubkov left open and puts up a tough shot, and he makes it. And gets that deficit back to 5 for Russia. And you said it, Josh. It's perhaps a Serbia lineup. Well, no, Bogdanovic back in now. So that's a better scoring option for them. Over to Guduric. He's a good shooter. Good!
Hey, that's a big shot for Guduric. His first attempt of the game. He able to knock it down in the fourth quarter.
Quite a weapon coming off the bench. Now the pass to Shved, able to catch it just in time. Kurbanov. Russia swing it over to Zubkov again. He goes baseline. Back to Kostov. Back to Zubkov. Wide open. And the offensive rebound. They're going to call the foul. However, the push on Kurbanov.
It's really unfortunate for Russia So many good passes there, maybe even a little bit of overpassing, guys passing up shots. But it ends up in Zubkov's hands. He can't knock down the corner three.
Chance of Serbia. Bogdanovic left open. Kuzmic flies in, and he is pushed by Varashevich.
And a great play there by Serbia to get Bogdanovic to look kind of fake like he was going to set a back screen and slipped out. The defense did an unnecessary switch, left him open. You see Kurbanov matching up with Bogdanovic.
Oh, the turnover slipped out of the hands of Guduric, and then he's fouled. Oh, an unsportsmanlike has been called on Guduric. Lezcano, the Argentinian referee, saying he was not playing the ball. Look at this. And good call.
Yeah,
excellent call by the referee.
Kostov sold it, but he pulled the jersey. It's going to be unsportsmanlike.
I gotta tell you that you see a lot of tugging on jerseys that goes unspotted. There could be a lot of unsportsmanlike fouls out there. So the first free throw is good. Here is the opportunity.
How many times have we seen the game swing with like a unsportsmanlike or technical fouls, obviously, or 6-point trip, 5-point trips? And Lucic.
But Guduric just kind of fumbled the ball away, didn't he?
Yeah, kind of compounded his mistake the worst way imaginable. But how tough is Kostov as well?
Well,
he always has his nose in him and everything.
He takes responsibility. Zubkov drives, goes up. What a tough move from Zubkov. Who says this bench can't score?
That's 4-point
game
moves now
for him.
Yeah, kind of dragged his feet, traveled a little bit, got away with it.
4-point deficit. They haven't been this close since the first half. Since Serbia went on that big run. Bogdanovic gets back,
nice
steps
step back.
It's good. Cool, calm, and collected. 19 for him. Not a bad shooting night inside the arc for Mr. Bogdanovic.
Those are the kind of plays he's going to have to make in Sacramento.
Yeah, he'll make them all right. I'm convinced of that after this EuroBasket. Behind the back pass, Zubkov. Tough shot for him. And how in the world, if you're Russia, do you not come up with a better shot than that? Bogdanovic in his penultimate game here before he leaves Istanbul, where he's been playing the last few seasons. And the foul called on Zubkov. So Moskov will now check back in. And so will Marjanovic. So Kuzmic takes a seat. You got to admire the resiliency of Russia. They could have easily folded up their tent. I mean, things were not going well for them, and they stuck to it. Remember, they won the first game between these two teams in Group D here in Istanbul, in the Asian part of Istanbul. Bogdanovic to Matchvan. Now Milosavljevic gets it to Marjanovic and fade away. Goodness me. He just can't be stopped.
Yeah, you see Mozgov down here on the opposite side, runs down the floor hard.
And Zubkov lowered the shoulder.
Look who it is.
And the foul, that's right. Marjanovic takes the charge. Bogdanovic. Lucic, there he is. Indeed.
That guy again.
Always in position.
Yeah, just does all the little things that make a team better. Talked about his time at Valencia. You had a chance to see him quite a lot.
Yep. High flyer, score, but more than anything else, a hustler, making plays on defense. And playing for Djordjevic at Bayern Munich probably has made him even better. Excuse me. Drive inside, and two shots will be called rather, for Matchvan. So it looks like they have weathered the storm.
Yeah, another nice pass from Marjanovic, finding the cutting Matchvan. He senses Mozgov coming, just draws that contact. It's 4 now on Mozgov.
Well, have they missed their chance? Oh, still only down by 8 points.
There's still a lot of time. But you can kind of the momentum going back and forth here in the second half.
But Marjanovic is not taking any threes, as you see there. 3-point shooting percentages, but he's just not missing shots.
Right.
What is he, 7 of 10? That last one was probably the most difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
falling away from the basket. And Serbia, 20 of 27 in the paint.
there we see when Jovic got hurt.
Did you see anything untoward there? I mean,
Well, the replay was seeing, obviously they were working on it for quite a while. Obviously ankle sprains are just part of the game. It's tough to have one so late in the tournament, not much time to recover. The final or the third place game just on Sunday, 2 days from now.
he makes this one, it goes back to 10. So they close the gap to 4. So it's not been a big scoring game for Matchvan, as you can see from that stat, from that graphic. Now Kostov brings it back up the floor. And Šved's going to perhaps have to play the remainder of the game here. Gets it to Kostov for 3. And
Lucic
Mozgov,
flies in.
what
But
a great rebound taken away from Lucic. Now Šved, it's online, it's good. Boy, he just gives him a chance.
Well, the thing is,
he really does.
He shoots off balance, which makes it so tough. You saw him leaning to the left that time, but his shoulders squared up perfectly to the basket still. It's,
I mean, he's
tough.
like, he knows that he needs to score for Russia. Oh, look at that. The defense forces a turnover. Here's Zubkov on the break and the two-handed jam. And suddenly, a 5-point deficit.
Well, just like that, 2 bang-bang plays for Russia.
Zubkov has been quite a factor coming off the bench. Now Bogdanovic has Kostov on his back, and then he puts it up. And now Mozgov has Marjanovic on his back. And the foul
free throws
is on
for Mozgov.
Marjanovic. So 4 fouls now on Marjanovic. Boy, what a how quickly this thing can change. It seemed Serbia had the momentum, and now Russia right back in it.
They can make it a 1-possession game here.
Behind the back pass to Šved. Back over to Kostov. His pass to Mozgov, he's surrounded. And then into Kurbanov. And Kurbanov takes a difficult shot, and they're scrapping, and Lucic comes down with it. Well,
Still plenty of time.
Bogdanovic finds his way in, misses, and the ball hit by Mozgov over to Šved. Šved gets a little daylight. Count it! Alexei Šved is red hot all of a sudden, folks. 30 points, and Russia down by just 2 points.
Too much room if you're Serbia. Again, Šved, I wouldn't call him a streaky shooter, but when he sees one fall, you know that the next one's coming shortly after.
You know what? He is he knows he has to score. He is putting him up. He's carrying him. But
as he has all tournament.
Real X factor. He is mentally tough. If he misses, he doesn't let him get him down. He comes right back at it. As you look at the three-point shooting percentages, they've really been filling it up here from deep, Russia, in the second half. But how good has Zubkov been off the bench?
Yeah, and again, we were talking about who is going to be that guy to give them the push. Kurbanov only 2 points, but Zubkov, it's also the timely 6 points whenever Russia desperately need it.
So now 11 points off the bench for Russia.
So that's Shved 3, his 5th of the game.
And interesting, you've got now the 4 fouls on Marjanovic. So that is a development, I'm sure, that Russia are happy this happened.
Well, you see the double screen action there from Russia to create the space. Majvan helping out a little bit too late. Milosavljevic went under the screens.
We've got quite a few Slovenian fans. You can see the green shirts there.
Oh, they're scouting.
In the team right there on the screen. So they are enjoying this. They just don't care who wins.
Well, it sounded like Slovenia wanted to play Serbia a little bit yesterday.
Well,
Dragic and Kokoškov obviously having that Serbian blood. Guduric back in the game.
Guduric gets it to, Kuzmic doesn't catch it.
So Bogdanovic out of the game right now for these important possessions.
Shved doesn't wait. Boy,
huge.
That would have put him in front.
Yeah, and again, this lineup, Kuzmic, Misic, and Guduric.
Misic left open. Good! What about that? Ice running in his veins.
I apologize, Mr. Misic. Big shot.
Shved goes baseline, and there for the putback, and Mozgov did not time his jump right.
And Lucic flying down.
And over to Guduric.
Almost threw that out of bounds.
Boy.
Majvan in the post. You already know what's going to happen. Oh, the push off.
Offensive foul called on Majvan. Boy, that's a big call.
So obviously that was an offensive foul, so it's not going to be free throws for Russia.
So Guduric comes out. Bogdanovic comes back in. And Vorncevic is going to come back into the game as well for Zubkov. You almost hate to see Zubkov go out through Russia because he's been that good. Well, Vorncevic is in. He's got 13 points. Fridzon also back in the game for Kurbanov. And I'm guessing Shved will get a touch here.
See the rail cam following the action. Going down to the wire.
Shved gets it to Vorncevic. Now he's got it back. Fridzon wide open. And big, strong rebound from Vorncevic.
Free throws to follow.
Majvan picks up his 3rd foul.
Such a tough call. You're just kind of reaching for the rebound. The guy skies over you. You see Jovic still in pain. Doesn't look like he can come back into the game here tonight.
Yeah, that is a tough blow for him and a tough blow for Serbia. Oh, those free throws. And this is his first attempt. Vorncevic makes the second. He came in shooting just 50%, so I guess no surprise there. 50% at the free throw line. And now,
legal screen from Kuzmic.
And as Kuzmic walks down the floor, Kovstov slow to get up.
Kind of rung his bell there.
He got up holding his chest. Watch this.
Yeah, leaned a little bit too much into it.
And Kovstov is still leaning over. Milosavljevic is back in for Micic. Again, the chance of Serbia. Serbia from their big section of the crowd there behind the basket. Now Kovstov brings it up. Looks okay now. 2:12 to go. Marsevic takes the three, and Mozgov kept it alive. And Kuzmic reached in, knocked it off of Kovstov, goes out of bounds. So suddenly Russia missing jump shots.
Djordjevic wanted the foul on Mozgov as he seemed to push Lucic out of the way. Visibly upset on the sidelines.
Bogdanovic has it.
You expect him to take it here.
He puts up a three. Good!
That's why.
And he brings a smile from Djordjevic.
You see him pointing at the coaches.
Back to a 7-point lead now. That is very definitely a dagger. He's telling the Italian referee is trying to get some order over there on the bench for Serbia. Here it is again. The look at Bogdanovic's huge shot that takes it back to 7 with the shot clock on 5. And he was pointing at Djordjevic. Now here's Shved. Kovstov to Mozgov. And he was fouled, so Mozgov will go to the line. Kuzmic now has 4 fouls. Well, the bigs for Serbia certainly get their money's worth tonight. They're picking them up. And Marjanovic is going to come back in.
Obviously Marjanovic more useful than Kuzmic on the offensive end.
Well, looked good on that one. He struggled earlier in the game.
Yeah, he hasn't. I don't think he scored in the second half, actually.
He's got 10 points. And the second is good. So Kurbanov will check in for Mozgov. Interesting substitution with Marjanovic back in.
Setting up their press now. Speed up this possession, perhaps. Both teams in the bonus, both teams with 1 timeout left.
So it's Marsevic that has to guard Marjanovic. Now they switch on Bogdanovic. Shot clock down to 7. He just hit 1 3. He's going to take another one. He's going to drive this time, pull up at the line. Good!
And again, he wants to single-handedly take this team to the final. Knocking down big shot after big shot.
Still time, however, 1:07 remaining. Remember, they had the chance to take the lead, Russia, and I think it was Shved who missed the 3-pointer.
Eleven threes for Russia. So again,
they pulled to within 75-73 with 4 minutes remaining when Shved hit a 3-pointer to go to 30 points. And bench scoring still in Serbia's advantage there.
And then he missed his next one, and then Micic came down.
And Micic came down and hit the big 3. Didn't hesitate. So yeah, so Micic rather hit the big shot to kind of kept them at bay, Serbia, and this is where Bogdanovic is just so tough. He's 2 consecutive possessions. He's hit a 3, and then he drives in late in the shot clock and hits that. And then he looks over at the bench.
And what a luxury to have a guy who can just create his own shot. Didn't settle for the 3. Got to the spot in the free throw line. Maybe got away with the push off, perhaps. But enough separation to get his shot off. Knocked it down. So Russia need a quick one here. Almost turned it over.
What a break. And the kick. So Russia will maintain possession. So Mozgov will re-enter the game for Kurbanov. And Kuzmic then comes back in to play defense on Mozgov. And Fritzen tried to turn and shoot before he had the ball. He just hasn't had a great EuroBasket, Fritzen.
Yeah, he had a couple of decent games, but see there, looking at the rim before catching the ball. He knows it. So you imagine a basket here, some free throws would probably put this one away.
Will they just play D? Will they foul? Oh, they foul Lucic.
He has had his struggles at the free throw line, just 60% coming into the game. Hasn't attempted one here tonight.
Serbia led by as many as 16 points. Well, good foul for Russia, it seems. This is both.
And he gets his own rebound. Way to make up for it. That's just unforgivable if you're Russia in that type of situation. And Bogdanovic.
Milosavljevic bricks the 3. Now, Kovstov gets it back to Kurbanov. Now Shved puts up a 3. Good! Goodness me. Tip your hat to him, folks. He gets it back to 4.
Dangerous pass.
It was.
They were trying to foul Lucic.
And they do get Milosavljevic. So Milosavljevic at the free throw line tonight. This is Shved's 3 that gave some more hope to Russia. Milosavljevic has not attempted a free throw tonight. 21.1 seconds remaining. Still be a 2-possession game if he makes both.
Again, we've seen some pretty crazy things happen in basketball games, especially at the end, so no lead is that safe.
Don't go away. Here comes Shved again.
You know he wants it.
He's going to take it. And it's off the front of the rim, and Milosavljevic with the rebound gets it. And Serbia closing in on a spot in the final with 8.2 seconds remaining.
That brings the fans off their feet. Yeah, Serbia can smell the final now. What's going to be a thrilling matchup with Slovenia.
And Lucic doesn't miss this time. So Serbia will play Slovenia in the final of EuroBasket 2017. And it'll be Russia taking on Spain in the battle for 3rd place. So that's it. Great comeback, great resiliency by Russia, but also, you know what? Serbia had several players step up and make plays tonight, and you got to tip your hat to them. They win it. 87-79 over Russia.
Yeah, Serbia in complete control, really wire to wire. Russia only had a 1-point lead for just a little bit.
Bogdanovic ended up leading the way. Bogdanovic had 18 points, but Bogdanovic finished with 24. Shved in defeat had quite a good game himself, 33 points. He played 39 minutes.
Wow. Again, of course, Russia, you see, look at the stats there, those 12 threes helped them get back into the game. And now they will face off against Spain in the 3rd and 4th place game with a chance at the bronze medal. So we'll get another chance to see both of these teams go at it.
To the rebounding advantage for Serbia, and also getting those 8 offensive rebounds. So, again, 33 and 24. Moskov had the 9 rebounds. And just can't say enough. You know, the big question was with Jovic going out, how would that impact Serbia down the stretch? How would it also impact them potentially in the final? And, you know, to Milosavljevic coming out making big plays, as well as Micic hitting big shots. Maybe the Serbia team will be able to withstand the absence of Jovic if he can't play.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of these guys we mentioned already throughout the tournament, this is their first chance at the national team in the senior competitions. So for them, it's, you know, it's a thrill to get to the final. It's not something that was necessarily guaranteed, despite the fact that we've seen them in the final in the World Cup and the Olympics. A lot of these guys weren't on that team. Some were, obviously, but you can just see the joy guaranteeing a medal.
What do you think about Marjanovic? What he's meant to this team? I mean, he's been terrific, hasn't he?
It seems like whenever they needed a basket, the fact they could just feed the ball inside to him, and he's just going to turn around and score. That's really what he does. He posts up, doesn't face up ever, back to the basket. He's just so big and strong. You see the strong finish there for the dunk. And as a big, he just does exactly what you would want him to do. Get as close to the basket as possible and just put it in.
So Shved and Russia will take on Spain in the battle for 3rd. This is not the rematch that some people thought might happen. Some people were thinking it might be those 2 teams in the final, but we've seen Serbia so many times in so many finals. They didn't get there a couple years ago. They lost, and then they fell to France in the battle for 3rd place. But this time they've made it. So it's their 3rd final in 3 years. The World Cup final in Spain, the Olympic final last year, and now the EuroBasket final. That's a program for you.
Very glad to not see the United States in that final. But Slovenia also has been a tremendous force. Obviously the only unbeaten team left in the tournament. Put away Spain by 20 last night. Got great performances down the line, so you know they'll be more than ready come on Sunday night. Any predictions?
My prediction is, well, let's see how good Slovenia are. I just don't know. They've had the wind in their sails for this entire competition, and they have been a big surprise for me. As for Serbia, I think you pretty much know consistently what you're going to get night in and night out. The question is, will Slovenia maintain that high level that they've established for themselves? I'm guessing yes. I'm guessing that we're going to see quite a battle in that title game.
Yeah, those are 2 teams have their heart set on gold. And again, that Jovic injury is such a big one.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with him over the next 48 hours and whether or not he'll be able to.
They can't bring Teodosic at this point,
no,
right?
They can't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Just double checking.
This is when it's the next man up philosophy. You know, you have Mitsic, you have Milosavljevic.
We didn't see Lazic tonight, him as well.
Yeah.
Give you a minute to the point.
So Serbia just dig deep when they have to, and this time, the second time around, they get the win over Russia.
You see the celebrations.
This is why you give up your entire summer to go play for the national team. You don't experience moments like this.
Yeah, it's something we wanted to talk about with Dragic. Has he ever had a victory as sweet as yesterday's? And obviously, if he can get one on Sunday, that would probably be the ultimate.
But you know what? This is a team that's been knocking on the door of the title. Maybe this is the year that they get it. Serbia didn't quite get the world title, the Olympic title. Came up short 2 years ago at the EuroBasket in Lille, France. But here they are, and they will play for the championship. So one final time, Serbia win it, 87-79 over Russia. Thanks for watching.